And hello, friends. Welcome to this special edition of Hill Jane Unfiltered. This is a series, a two-part series that I've been doing. The perspective of a transoriented man. Part one, we interviewed a man who had dated and had been in relationships with transsexuals. Part two is the perspective of a transoriented man, Tranny Chasers. Today, I interview two very different men. I interview one who has dated and just had sex with a transsexual. And then I interview one who's interested in dating a transsexual who describes himself as pansexual. What I gather from these interviews is that in the end, all men are different. And in the end, all men are hard to understand. But I hope you enjoy and get a little something out of this series I've been doing. Thank you and have a great day. And go out and get you some. Boop. And hello and welcome to the special edition of Hill Jane Unfiltered. And today I am continuing my part series, The Perspective of a Transoriented Man, and this is part two. And I have a tranny chaser, and I have someone who's not sure what he is yet. So joining me is Michael. Hi, Michael. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate it. Thank you for coming to Hill Jane Unfiltered. First and foremost, tell me a little bit about yourself. Where are you from, and what are you into?
I didn't hear that one.
Where are you from? And what are you into as far as most of your life? What have you been into when you've been dating?
Well, I'm actually from Jerome, Michigan. Originally, I'm from Jonesville, Michigan. Grew up as a Christian Mennonite child. I don't know, that's hard to explain. You know, a lot of people don't understand what Mennonite is, so I'll kind of give you a rundown if you would like.
Sure.
Mennonite is so Mennonite is basically, we are kind of like Amish, but we actually run cars and have electricity. We can watch certain kind of movies and TV and shows and all that good stuff. I kind of, fell away from all that. I am still very spiritual, but I am not like super duper Christian.
Right.
I actually grew up in a nice little place, farmhouse, out in Mosherville, Michigan. It is about a mile and a half down the road from Jonesville, Michigan. What could I say? I had a great childhood, I guess.
Shelter? Would you describe
how I ended up being interested in transgenders and who I really was the fact that I watched a lot of porn. I mean, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on here, but and I feel that I was always a little different. I didn't feel right. I didn't feel like I was interested in just one thing. In this world is. The way they are, they judge people so much, so I never really came out to it out in the world. My parents don't really know, not that well anyways. They don't really get on YouTube, so they don't really see the world as what it is, So I tried to keep that away from them as much as I could, for the long time, and I'm sure my parents, kind of figured that all out. But
right.
Anyways, I was very interested and curious for the very longest time, I don't really know how to explain that. I really do like transgenders, and, I feel that they are, just one of a kind of people. They are very high strung kind of people, and very, like I said, very very high strung kind of people.
Yes.
They take criticism very well sometimes. And considering the fact that they grew up in that kind of world, they felt that they were different, so they all wanted to change themselves to be that kind of person that they are. Sorry. Sorry, that was my motor.
That's all right. I understand. So I'm going to your childhood somewhat sheltered. I'm assuming, being Amish, I would somewhat.
Very sheltered.
Yeah. So you were open to me the other day about your previous relationship, not the most healthiest relationship, and that was what I would call a real girl, what some refer to as cisgender. She was a real woman.
Yes.
She had yes. Okay.
Yep.
So tell me a little bit about the history of that dating a dysfunctional relationship.
Oh. There's a lot of things I could probably say about that. It was very unhealthy. A lot of people call it toxic relationship. Being pushed from a third-story balcony will do that to you. For some reason, I don't know why, but I ended up living. The arguments all started just because she wanted to screw around with a bunch of men and spread her legs. So
right.
I didn't feel that her and I were actually one as people. We were supposed to get married and stuff, and ended up not happening. And like I said, she likes to just spread her legs. She couldn't, keep her sexual appetite down for the shit of her. So
right.
I'm sorry if I swear a lot.
This is unfiltered. You can do whatever you want. You can. That's why it's unfiltered.
Awesome. So yes, she was very very toxic. She was actually a how do you want to put it? She was a white, but she was mixed. She was a mixed Puerto Rican girl. She wasn't the ugliest. She was actually really pretty.
Okay.
But she was very on the down low, very rude and very mean. She liked to beat up on me. I went to jail for 3 months on her. for something I didn't actually do. I ended up coming out with beaten bruises and bloody face, and the cops showed up and they took me instead, and she had no bruises on her face. Nothing to say that I did anything to her, because I wouldn't, Never was that kind of guy, because I was raised in a Mennonite Christian sheltered home, So I was always a very kind, gentle man, And she didn't find it that way. She always thought it was better that she could go screw around with a bunch of other people and make herself a lot more happier, I guess.
Got it. Well, and then, so here as of late, you've become interested in the trans woman, the trans girl, but you haven't actually played the piano with one yet. You haven't fucked one yet.
Definitely not. I have not actually done that yet.
Is there
I'm very curious, though.
Is there a community in your area where you can, like a club? I mean, because I don't think Craigslist is around anymore. But are there avenues that you can go and meet a special kind of girl like that?
Jackson has a couple, but they're not really pretty. So I'm not really into ugly people. Myself, I'm a very good-looking guy. So
yes, you are. Yes, you are. Okay.
So I keep up on myself twice a day. I condition my hair and shampoo it almost every day.
Yes.
I gotta keep up with the ladies, I guess, and as well as the men, as guys that actually thought I was cute. So.
Okay. So is that something you're interested in? I want to get to the core of it. Are you interested in dating one, or do you just want to fuck one?
Well, a little bit of both, actually, I guess. I was interested in both at the time, really, and I still am, is dating and, fucking one is definitely the high score on my list right now, because, I feel that they're a lot nicer to me because of the fact of all the shit I've been through, and, I'm sure they have all been through a lot of fucked up shit, so.
Right. Okay.
But, yeah, definitely that's something I was always interested in, is dating one and, definitely screwing one.
Okay. So, I just... A lot of girls like the transgendered woman. We have a lot of demons. We have a lot of things that have happened to us. And this is one who is interested. The gentleman that I'm interviewing, Michael, is interested in dating us special girls. So what I'm getting ready to do here, it's not a warning. It's just to let him know that it's some serious stuff, girls like us. We deal with a lot of serious stuff. And here's, for someone like me, I'm very comfortable with who and what I am. I get attention every day. And most of it's good because I live in Baltimore. But what I would say to you...
that's also because you're gorgeous.
Well, that too. But thank you for that, darling. Thank you for that. But, what I would suggest to you is, decide, is it a one-night stand that you want, or is it just something kinky you want? Or do you really want to be in a relationship? We take hormones, so our estrogen levels are through the roof. So we're not correct. So melodramatic, not psycho, but melodramatic, absolutely. But I'm going to say that my friend Michael here is a good catch. I think he'd be a really good boyfriend, and I see you as like a boyfriend material. I definitely don't see you as a trick type of guy. I think you're a transoriented man, meaning you're not a tranny chaser. You don't just want a one night stand. I think you actually are looking for. I think you're looking for the real thing. But I'm also curious about, you described yourself to me the other day as a pansexual. What the hell is that?
All right, so a pansexual is that you kind of like all genders. You are not hesitant about any of them. You like men, women, and transgenders. So it is kind of like being bisexual, but you like all genders instead.
Okay, but there are two genders, so that would be bi.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, pansexual is you don't like the label of bisexual, so you're pansexual.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
That's exactly.
Gotcha. So it's a new century. All right, Michael, I appreciate it. I'm going to give some of your information out when I telecast this video, so we'll see what we can do.
Right.
Okay, this isn't a dating site. Hill, Jane, Unfiltered is not a dating site, but when I meet a nice gentleman like that, I like to help out. And I'll talk to you later, okay, Michael?
All right, sounds good. You have a good one, Hill.
Thank you. You take care.
Yep. You too. Bye-bye.
So here we are with Perspective of a Transoriented Man, Part 2. And the emphasis has been on Tranny Chasers, or in my day, Transy Chasers. And now I've got one that I personally know who lives in a major American city, and his name is Jack, and Jack is joining me via phone. How are you, Jack?
I'm great. How are you?
Good, thank you. Listen, I've known you for 20 years or so, and one thing I've always known about you is that you know where the girls are. And when I say girls, I mean girls like me. You've dated some very well-known ones, and I want to know, first of all, what's your home life? How did you grow up? What was your home life like?
Almost suburb perfect.
Suburbia.
It was, we were borderline middle class.
Okay.
So, we had everything. We didn't want for anything, but, we never turned our backs on anybody either. my house.
So normal American childhood.
Yeah.
Okay. When did you start realizing that you liked a special type of girl?
When I kissed one. Because I literally saw a girl in a magazine, a local magazine, and said she looks good, I'd date her. And my buddy happened to know her.
Really?
And I thought he was full of shit. He said, no, I'll introduce you. I'm like, okay. So yeah, that's how it happened.
So I know that here later in your life, have you migrated between, and you know where we're from and where I'm living now, it's called cisgender now, but where we're from, we say real girls. And have you migrated most of your life from real girl to tranny?
No, I didn't now let's just say this. I believe you can fall in love with a person.
Yes.
I guess you can, depending on them, but the girl I had was the sweetest girl I've ever met in my life.
Yes.
You know, she kind of took care of me, I took care of her, you know, it was 50-50, and we were happy.
You were very, I remember, you were very protective of all the girls. You were kind of like our bodyguard.
Well, first of all, it was like more like, you know, back in the day, y'all couldn't call the police.
No.
You know, if the police showed up, they just thought, oh, fuck y'all.
Yes.
I just kept cool, everybody cool.
Yes.
And I had a reputation for being very mild-mannered / I can hurt somebody if I need to.
Well, you were a big guy, and when I say big, I don't mean fat. You're muscular, and I remember you escorting us. You escorting the girls to the cars and stuff like that. Some of the performers, and so you were very well known for that. And you and I worked together at a club. So it was something that you were known for, and it was a different time then too. It was coming out of being. It was no longer really taboo, but it still wasn't widely. It was still kind of hush-hush, but it was becoming more. Yeah, it was becoming, less underground and more mainstream. But at the same time, it was still. It had a little bit of taboo to it. So, explain the difference between a tranny chaser and a transoriented man. So, someone who wants to date a transsexual and someone who just wants to fuck us.
There is not a difference.
Yeah.
There really isn't. But like I said, you can fall in love with a certain person.
Right.
Depending on what kind of equipment they have. If it doesn't matter to you, it doesn't matter.
How do you deal with, because what I encounter and what a lot of the girls encounter is that, I have to say I'm in a major city now, and we were in a major city then, but it was still a little, it was still taboo.
The girls who are passable,
yes,
they have it a lot easier than the girls who aren't.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the way it is. I mean, I can have my ex-girlfriend with me, and nobody would ever know.
Right.
So, I mean, I lost a few friends from it, but I gained a lot of friends too.
Mm-hmm.
So the friends that stick with me, we're still cool to this day.
Cool.
Yeah.
How did you ever have any of the feelings of, because this is what I encounter a lot, because as you know, I personally date a lot of black men, and in my experience, they don't deal with the am I gay thing. They're very comfortable with who and what they are. And in my experience, the white guys were the ones who had those issues. Now, you are white. How did you get rid of any of those issues that you may have had?
Well, I never thought I had issues with it. I never did. Everybody else did.
Yeah, no, you're right.
A lot of people did. But we didn't, like I said, people, if you think about transgender a lot, that's all you think about. Look at that Jazz Jennings show. Every other word is transgender coming out of her mouth. She's never going to evolve.
Who is that?
Jazz Jennings, the I Am Jazz show.
Okay, yes.
She talks about it all the time. Don't talk about it.
Exactly.
And be what you want to be.
That's my dream. That's my, I use that as a tagline. I want to be the first nationally syndicated talk show host who happens to be transgender. And I only include that because I like to let everybody know that, yes, I know what I am. But my show, I'm doing this special just because still to this day, a lot of the guys I date, their hang-ups, my personal experience, their hang-ups is they got a girlfriend. It's not what I am. They hold my hand in public. We kiss in public. I don't have any of those issues. It's they got another bitch on the side, or they want me to be the side bitch. But the thing is that, it's a small part of who I am. And you're absolutely right. When you just don't think about something, it just doesn't exist.
Yeah. And I was with my ex-girlfriend, and we were together for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
I did have hang-ups with it to a point, Like I said, when I first met her, I didn't know really what to expect. She was upfront with everything. I could ask her anything. And, so it was just very eye-opening. So.
What do you think about the girls who are so scared of being found out? Because I'm 5'11", I'm just very comfortable with who and what I am. I really, like you said, I just don't care. I just don't think about it. But there's some girls who are so scared. Ooh, they're going to find out. And then, what do you think about the girls that hide it from their potential boyfriends? They don't tell them at first, because that still goes on to this day.
If you have have not told your boyfriend, significant other, whatever, that you're transgendered. And first of all, I don't believe in violence toward women or transgender women.
Right.
But if somebody whips your ass because you didn't tell them, that's kind of on you.
Yeah, I actually agree. I agree.
If you tell somebody, if a guy kissed me, he's getting knocked out. He's losing teeth. If someone under false pretenses tried to kiss me and it was something else, I personally can walk away.
Right.
Because I'm trained to walk away, but some people aren't going to make it,
Right.
I've seen it happen before, too. And it's just like you have to, and there's nothing you can do for him. You can't call the police. You just got to calm that guy down. Sometimes you have to choke him, but you got to calm that guy down and have her leave the premises. Nothing happens.
Have you been vocal with the person with your wife about your past?
Yeah.
And she's cool with it?
Yeah.
I think that's awesome. And it's really been cool talking to you, and I thank you for your perspective. I love your perspective. And you're what I'm going to say, go on record saying this, you're what a guy should be like, because you're a guy's guy. You're a total man. You like the girls, and you're comfortable with who and what you are. What do you say to any guy who has issues with who or what he is, who likes girls like us?
If he has issues with me, he's probably thought about it himself. He's probably thought about it a lot. And it's probably pissed him off because he thought about it. And when you get on the major porn sites, she-mail's only click away. I guarantee he's done it. He's at least looked. And when people say it makes me sick to even think about it, I say, why are you thinking about it?
Exactly.
That will start a fight. But
and I have to say, a lot of the guys that pick on us or make fun of us, they're the ones who, when the homeboys go away, hey, yo, what you doing? Will you suck my dick? So that's all. It's never not happened, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
Jack, thank you for joining me today. I loved your perspective, and I really appreciate it.
No problem, Miss Emily.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
Yeah.
So in the end, there's always going to be people who are curious and experimental. In the end, just follow your heart.